A narcissist needs to be the center of attention. They crave the spotlight being on them. They crave a reaction from you. This is why they persist in their abuse. But even after you have broken away from that relationship, they will continue to bombard you with abuse because they need a reaction. They want the attention. So if you reply to them, this feeds their addiction. This feeds their craving. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. The narcissist just gets high on the reaction they get from belittling and abusing others. They will continue to try and make you react. They will continue to do things to annoy you for you to retaliate. And this is it, throughout the relationship, if you're still in the relationship, they will continue to abuse you to get a reaction out of you, to make you upset, to make you angry, to make you retaliate. And that's when the gaslighting comes in. Because you get angry, you get frustrated, you try, and I remember this with my past relationships, especially my HR narcissistic relationship. He'd make me so angry and frustrated with what he was saying and twisting your words as well. I would be shaking and crying with anger and I would be trying to get my point across. And he wouldn't listen. And then I'd be screaming and shouting and I'd be, the words wouldn't even be coming out. But then he would retaliate by saying, look at what you're doing. You're the one getting angry now. You're the one that's upset. You're the one that's overreacting. And that they throw back your upset in your face. But they will continue to poke at you until you retaliate. They will continue to poke at you to get a reaction. And that's the thing. And even if you end the relationship with a narcissist, they will continue to bombard you with abuse over and over and over again until you actually block them. Actually, they don't stop after that. For me personally, when I left that HR narcissistic relationship, it was over for the last 2 years. So, when it actually officially ended, I stupidly got into another relationship 7 months later. And I was still getting abuse from my narcissistic ex. I was still getting the messages. I was still getting the phone calls continuously. And I got to a stage where I stopped answering the phone calls. But I used to respond to the text messages. And that's why he kept abusing me. He continued to abuse me because I reacted. And that's what they want. They want a reaction. The only reason he stopped was because the guy I started dating got jealous. Another fucking misogynist bloody, he got jealous over my ex abusing me. Anyway, that's another story. And he actually answered the phone to him one day and told him to stop. And that's the only reason he stopped. But I've seen it with clients and friends. They have, I don't know what it was at the start. We feel obligated to them because of the history we have. There's a part of us that feel this is the control the narcissist has. We feel we don't have the right to block them because of fear. And that was it. I was afraid to block my ex because I was afraid of what he could do. And that's the scary part of narcissists, is that they are dangerous. They will continue to bombard you with abuse and all kinds, and they make you feel so fearful. You're just wondering, if I block them, they're going to retaliate, they're going to do something worse. But that's the thing. That's our weapon. Our weapon is to block. Our weapon is to ignore. And it's hard because we deserve to have a voice and we deserve to speak up. But when it comes to narcissistic abuse, it won't stop if we keep reacting. And they'll continue to do this while you keep reacting. And, I've seen this, as I said, with clients, is that, I'd be block them. Takes my clients and friends a long time, it took me a long time to block my ex. Takes us a long time to block our narcissistic ex because of that fear, that control, that hold they still have on us. but it's the best thing we'll ever do. And I've seen this with clients, is that they'll actually block their narcissistic ex, but because of they're still going through healing, they'll go back and unblock, just for a day or something, or a few minutes, and see that there's so many messages and missed calls from that ex, because they don't stop. It takes them a long time to stop, even after we block. But the secret weapon we have is to not respond, not retaliate, not feed their need for a reaction, and work on ourselves. This is our secret weapon. Block them, ignore them, and do your healing. Because the reason the narcissist continues to bombard us with abuse or try to do things to make us react is that control. They're going to continue for as long as they can possibly do this to keep control of you. And because we're so vulnerable straight after the breakup, say, or even a couple of years, it doesn't, like, healing is different for everyone. We all heal at different times. There's no schedule for it. But the narcissist will continue to try and suck you back in. And that's the thing, this is the reason we need to block. Because if we don't block, they'll still send us messages. We'll still read the messages and we'll still be affected by it. So even if we don't respond to the message, that person will still have an energetic control on us, because we're still being depleted by their words. And that's the thing, you don't read the messages. Even if you don't block them, don't read the fucking messages, because that's a way of them still having control over you, still a way of them making you feel small. This is what the narcissist does. They will belittle you so much that you lose all self-worth, that you don't have the confidence to move on. And this is how they keep control. They will make you feel so small, so unlovable, that you're afraid to move on to the next person, because you're like, no one is ever going to love me again. Why would anyone love me? I'm a piece of shit. And this is due to your own traumatic childhood or traumatic wounds from previous relationships, but it's what he does to you, what the narcissist does to you. And this, male or female, because, it's not just men that are narcissists. But they will continue to make you feel so small that you won't have the strength to move on. You won't have the strength to gain your independence again. This is why they keep trying to abuse you afterwards. And this happened with my dad as well. My dad had narcissistic traits towards the end, and I had to block him. And he sent me a message. When I told him on the phone, I couldn't be around negative energy. I couldn't be around the low vibration energy. It was affecting my health. He accused me of having a mental disorder, but then he sent me a message of a list of all my past traumas, telling me that he felt, what do I say? My blood freezes when I think of this happening to you. But the reason he did a list of my past traumas was to make me feel so shitty and insecure that I went back and became codependent on him again. This is why the narcissist will continue to belittle and abuse you even if the relationship is over, because they're waiting for you to feel weak again. They're waiting for you to come back. And, it can, because of the history, I was nearly 8 years with my narcissistic ex, and that's a long time. I went from being an independent 19-year-old living on her own to being so childlike and codependent on him. That for the last 2 years of the relationship, we were constantly fighting. We weren't even sleeping in the same room. It was just constant abuse. But I was afraid to leave because I forgot what it was like to live on my own. I forgot what it was like to fend for myself. And that's the thing. They make you feel so helpless that you're like, would it not be easier to stay here because I don't know how to live otherwise? But this is why... This is how they keep control, is because of how weak they have made you. But if you've been strong enough to break away from this shit, just ignore him, ignore them, block them, cut them out completely, and do not read those messages. If you haven't the strength to block them yet, don't read the messages. because this is a way of them keeping energetic control. And that's the thing, like, you know, change your number even. Because the narcissist will give up when they finally realize they have no hope. This is the only way they will give up. It's when they've known they've lost control completely. And another thing they fucking do as well, straight after, is they'll try and make the people, if they can't control you anymore, they will control how other people see you. So therefore, you know, they're going to make everyone around you believe that you're the wrong person, that you're the one that hurt them, that you're the evil party, that you're the one that's, you know, that's wrong, that you're the crazy one. Yeah, you're the one with the mental disorder. And they will turn everyone around you against you. And this is another way, another tactic of them trying to control you, because you're going to be feeling so isolated. Because not only have you ended this long-term relationship, your so-called friends or family that he has access to are turning against you as well, because they're believing his lies, their lies. And so therefore you're feeling more depleted, because people that you thought you could trust are turning against you as well. This happened with me with friends as well, and my family. You know, like, turning against me, accusing me of having a mental disorder, you know, blackening my name as if I did something wrong, when all I did was walk away from my mental health and my physical health. You know, this is what they'll do. So they'll isolate you even more so that you'll run back. But they'll eventually start to see, I can't control her anymore because she's not coming back. She's not retaliating. She's not reacting to my messages. She's actually doing her healing and she's getting her independence back. And this is the biggest weapon we have, is your glow up. When you do the fucking healing, when you get your life back on track, when you gain control of your life again, when you gain your independence again, they can't ever regain that control of you. And this is our biggest way of, you know, I won't say revenge, I don't like that word because I think revenge is not a good thing. But this is our biggest way of releasing that control, of making them give up. Because when they see that they can't control you anymore, when they see that their abuse is no longer working, when they see you glowing up and getting stronger, they're like, oh shit, you know, may as well go up here now and find my next victim, because this girl or this person is not going to be able to be controlled again. And that's the beauty of it. Like, we gain so much, like, when we actually heal ourselves and educate ourselves on narcissists, we end up being more powerful than we ever were. The person that they gained control of, we were weak. We had trauma from our childhood, so made us our shields were down. We had no protection, so they were able to get their claws into us. But when we walk away, when we ignore them, when we don't react to their shit, when we fight through everything that they try to do to abuse us, even turn people against us, when we stay going and find our empowerment again, they can never touch us again. They can never gain control again, because we're more powerful than we ever were in our whole lives, because of what we went through, but because of our understanding of it. So understand that they need a reaction. They need you to react. They need you to feel weak through their abuse so that they can gain control. They need you to feel weak by turning people against you so that they can bring you back in. But stay strong. The right people will trust that he is lying, or they are lying, and the right people will not believe what they are saying. But if these people turn against you because of the lies, these are not your people. You deserve better anyway. So keep going on your journey, keep regaining your strength, and do not feed their need for a reaction. Ignore them, block them, change your number if you have to. do not read those fucking messages and do not answer that phone call if you don't have the strength to block them yet. But remember this. They're craving a reaction. They are doing this and will continue to do this to try and make you feel weak, to try and get you back into their little cage. So what you need to do is ignore, block, and continue your healing. Become the strongest version of yourself so that they can no longer and can never again control you. It is very hard not to react when the person is abusing you, but this is their addiction, this is their need. They want the attention, they want the reaction, they want this. If you ignore them, and if you glow up and become the best version of yourself, they cannot touch you anymore. And they'll give up, and they'll find their next victim, unfortunately. And I feel sorry for that person, but they will no longer continue to bombard you with abuse, because they will see this person she can't be touched anymore because she's stronger than she ever was. So this is what you need to do. Block them, ignore them, and become the best version of yourself. This is our weapon against the narcissist. This is our weapon against that abuse. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path.